Namaskar and welcome to Sansarik Buddha. Why does it happen that sometimes we are ashamed of our own culture, our tradition, our values, our ancestors? Sometimes we go to extreme and we start hating our own country. Why does it happen? I'm not saying everyone, but when you see a certain group of people, when they have certain amount of hatred for India, for Bharat, for our own nation, why these people have such hatred for our country. The hatred goes so extreme, they start hating our civilization too. Why does it happen? This hatred comes from some kind of liking, some kind of fascination towards the West. These people stay in India, they have life here, they breed here, they eat here, they fulfill all their life aspirations here, but they still, deep in their heart, they carry hatred for this country. Why does it happen? And if they have hatred for this country, the biggest question is that why do they stay here? So when to understand this question, first we have to go to the roots. The hatred comes from identity crisis. Now, for example, if you come from a certain community and your father, your grandfather, if they also had some kind of disconnect with their culture, when they were also fascinated by someone else's culture, it is inevitable that they will pass on the same thought process to the upcoming generation. That's very common. So when you see this thing happening, what do you think? You will see a whole bunch of population, a whole bunch of, I would say, fanatics. They start hating their own country. Now, to understand India, to understand Bharat, to understand Hindustan, we need to understand few basic things. It's a country that has never ever forced anyone to do anything. India is a country who has given the world, that is the most beautiful thing this world could have ever received. That is yoga, meditation, spirituality, inner consciousness. So if you see the people, those came from this particular country, even if you try to just know these people, the hatred will completely vanish. But the problem with these people is they don't even want to study these people because the hatred is so deeply engraved in their hearts that they start hating these great personalities also. I was shocked when I came to know that when the Ram Mandir was being constructed, people are against it. It's not about that they are against the government. Governments will come and go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But when you talk about a personality who was born here, like Lord Ram, Buddha, Krishna, Mahavir, Kabir, I think these people have never ever got chance to study and know about these people. They have just read a few lines, few pages during their school days, but they never tried to go in deep, in depth to understand these personalities. So when a temple is being constructed, that too of a personality called Ram, people are opposing it. I was really shocked. I've also seen some people from certain communities hating it. I've seen some people, they're Indians, they're born in India, they are opposing political parties opposing that is completely understood. They can oppose the ruling party. That's like BJP opposing Congress, Congress opposing BJP. That's perfectly okay. That's their, because for me, politics is a dirty business. They will do it. What about on individual basis? Can we really oppose Ram? Can we really oppose Jesus? Can we really on individual basis, can we ever oppose Hazrat Paigambar? Can we even do that? These great personalities, they have given so much to this world. So the problem comes when you have hatred for the country. You start hating the great personalities also. And that is completely absurd for me. So where this comes from? I'll tell you a small story. You'll understand this, okay? When British people came to India, first understand what happened to these people. When they came here, they saw, like 200 years ago, they saw a country that is completely rooted to their own culture. Because not to forget that before British, we already faced problem of Mughals, Babur, Aurangzeb, we saw Akbar. So we have seen all these people already creating so much mess in India. But still, Indian people, like if I say about Babur, if I talk about Aurangzeb, so they had a culture that is coming from the Arabic countries, from Afghanistan, from other countries. So of course they want to stay here, they want to live here. So they will make environment as per their convenience. They will do that. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. That is their thought. But when British came here and they saw a country that was already ruled for almost 300 years or 500 years by Mughals, they still have the faith in their own culture. They still have respect for their great personalities. It was complete shock for them because anywhere if you go and you rule that country for 200 years, 100 years, you will completely change that country. You will change the country's thought process. You will change the country's everything, food habits. And India, after 300, 400 years also, they are still living the same life. They still have the same food. They have the language. They have the education system. They had everything intact. Their temples were desecrated. Their universities were burned like Nalanda, Takshashila. So many things happened to them, but still they're standing. How? So there was a guy called Macaulay. He was a very smart guy in the British era. He thought that the only way to change these people is to change their education system. Because education system was the only thing that was holding everyone together. Because we had the books that tells about our great personalities. So remember, if you want to desecrate or demolish or destroy any civilization, the first thing to do is take away the knowledge from them. So when you take away the knowledge from the person, he will not be able to pass it on to the next generation. And when the next generation will not get the knowledge of their ancestors, they want knowledge from somewhere. So they will choose the wrong sources. So that's what exactly happened to us. When the people saw that to become successful, to become educated, the only thing left was to join the schools that were opened by British people. And that was the convent schools opened in India. When the convent schools came, they had a different concept. They were working on the education system of the West. And you already know what happened in the West, what kind of regressive society they had. Females were not allowed to show their face. They were wearing veils. Till now, we only blame the Mughals that they had burqa system. But you don't know that the European people also had the concept that females have to wear the veils. They were not showing their face, married women, to the other people. Now, this concept, when they saw, it was complete regressive society. In India, they exploited the same thing. Like I'll give example. In India, we have parda system, right? In some places, if you go to UP, Bihar, they have a concept of putting parda. Now, this parda, when British saw, they thought it's a regressive system, so we have to abolish that. But in their own culture, they already had that particular thing. They also had witchcraft. They also had superstition. But when they came here, they knew that very well that we need to show only our good side to this particular community and show all their bad sides to them. Now, for example, if you go to someone's house as a guest, what happens? The host makes everything wonderful for you, organized for you, clean. Though in his real life, he may be completely a dirty person. He's completely an unorganized human being. But when you arrive, he shows you the best part of him. So same thing British did. When they came here, they showed that we are very sophisticated, we are open-minded, we are not at all rudimentary or regressive person. And you guys are. You had all the wrong things there. So when you read our own books, our history books, any individual will start hating the country. Like for example, if when I was in my school, I learned that Raja Ram Mohan Roy abolished Sati Pratha. That's the biggest stupid thing I ever read. Sati Pratha was happening in one small community of West Bengal. It was not happening in the entire India, but they showcased such a way that it was happening everywhere. Widow remarriage. Widow marriages were not happening in one particular sector of Bihar, was not happening across India, but they showed that widow remarriage was started by this particular person. You heard about Jyotiba Phule. Jyotiba Phule. You heard that his wife, Savitri Phule, opened the first school for girls. Really? First school for girls? Then what about the schools that we already had for girls in the Vedic period, pre-Mughal period? We already had schools for them. So this is what happens when the narrative is played through books and the same books are given to the students. What will happen? They will read because they have no option. They have to score marks. So when they have to score good marks, they have to memorize this particular shit that been presented to them. So when these kind of books are given to students, they have no other option. They have to memorize this. They have to believe this. And that's what they write in the exams. And when you write in these exams and you get good marks, you believe this particular thing, that this thing has given you success, and you start believing it. And you don't have the older generation to correct it because you start hating your previous generation because according to you, they were regressive. So beautifully British played with our minds by giving us wrong thoughts, wrong books. And imagine that time there was no internet. So when there was no internet, there is no alternative source to verify the information. It is right or it is wrong. So whatever was presented to you, served to you, you believed it. So whenever you see someone at the age of 70s now or 80s, somebody who may be in his 50s, somebody who had studied in a convent schools during that era, they will definitely hate India. But on the contrary, if somebody had studied in the government school, somebody who had studied in I think in the Gurukul system of school, they will not have that much hatred for their own country. And if you see the northern part of India, they have more hatred towards their own country when it comes to the southern part of India. Southern part of India now, because of the narrative, they started hating their own people now. They hate Hindi language. I've seen people breaking the signboards of the shops where something was written in Hindi. So they have problem with Hindi, but they have no problem with English. Can you believe that? So why that they love English language, but they cannot take Hindi language? On the contrary, Hindi language is from India and English language is from the Great Britain, from the British people. So why people hate their own culture, own language, own dresses, own food, and start loving someone else's is because you guys have been told the lie repeatedly again, and again. And when so many people are telling you the lie collectively, you start believing it as truth. That's what happened. But now I'm very happy because now we have internet age, we have information, We can verify things, and things are really becoming very, very convenient now. Now, any false narrative, any false thought is not going to work because we have both the things available. You can verify that with date, with time, with everything, with proofs are there, photographs are there. So my advice to everyone is the people, especially who hate their own country, why are you forgetting that you're staying here? This country has made you what you are. You may be on any position. You may be in police department. You may be a lawyer. You may be a doctor, engineer, dancer, singer, actor, who, whatsoever position you are in. It's everything because of this country. This country had done so many things for you. This particular country, and you're hating it. The great personalities from this particular country, if you just read about them, your entire personality will change. If you read about Ram, you'll understand that never to cross your line. Never. He has never crossed his line ever. Of course, you're reading the wrong books. That's why you believe that Ram disowned Sita. You have read the wrong books. You have read the wrong books. That's why you believe that Ram took Agni Pariksha of Sita. You have read the wrong books. That's your problem. You have read the wrong books. That's why you believe Ram ate non-veg. That is your problem. And if you're so interested in believing something, why don't you go ahead and verify that information from the right source, from the Valmiki Ramayana, the original text. There's a saying in English says, don't believe unless you hear it from the horse's mouth. You're not hearing from the horse's mouth. Rather, you're hearing it from someone else, a donkey's mouth. Don't do that. When you read about Buddha, you understand that human being has so much potential. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind, the collective subconscious mind, the cosmic collective conscious mind. There's so many things to learn from Buddha. That's why he got nirvana. Nobody on this earth have ever got nirvana. He has. When you learn about Mahavir, the word Mahavir means the greatest Veer ever. Learn about him. Your perception will change. Completely change. Know about Jesus. When you read about him, what you understand, love, compassion, giving attitude, giving everything up. Now we see people don't eat prasad, don't do this. Jesus would have never done that. Never. He only showed one path to humanity, love and compassion. And what we are doing now in his name. Just imagine. When you learn about Kabir, though he was uneducated, he never went to school. With his Khadi Bhasha, his raw language, he has taught humans that a mind without education, without having a formal education, can think so supreme. That time people used to call him idiot, fool, but now people are doing PhD on Kabir. That time nobody gave heed to him, but now we have lectures on him. That's what happens. India has given so many great personalities. But what we are doing, what do we do? We just hate our own culture, hate our own people, and the hatred, that too coming from someone else's country. I've seen people going crazy for the Korean culture. These people have never tried to know about their own roots, their own culture, and they're trying to know about someone else. When I was in school, when the geography class was going on, I always used to get baffled because there was a chapter on Canada, on tundra region. I was wondering that I don't know about Aurangabad properly. Why the hell I'm learning about tundra region? And if I really someday I'll grow up, I'll go and see that region. Why do I have to know about it? So things are changing. You have to change. Take out this 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 raw mentality of hating. If you have so much hatred in your heart for your own country, for your own people, South hates North, North hates South, East hates West, West hates South. You're forgetting that the east, west, north, south makes the entire country. Everybody matters. These are all pillars. On that, the entire country is standing. One pillar is desecrated or moved, the entire country will collapse. I find funny people demanding for different country. People are demanding for Khalistan. Seriously? What will you do with that particular country? What will you gain from this particular country? Our people, I come from a Sikh community. So much love, so much affection people have, so much depth people have. But these people come from political background. They brainwash people. They have only one agenda, to come in power. But the common people, they are the ones who are holding the entire nation together. If I have any festival, my neighbor is going to come and celebrate with me. It doesn't matter. It is Eid, it is Christmas, it is Diwali, Holi. We all celebrate together. These politicians will always try to create a divide in your mind. And that has been going on for ages. But now, just because we have internet, we can voice out, we can tell things. So please don't ever hate your great personalities from India, no matter what. Don't hate your country. If the temple is being constructed there, it is a legal thing that somebody is doing. It's not illegal thing. It is with all the permission. If somewhere you constructing illegal thing, that thing has to be demolished first. It doesn't matter. It may be a church, it may be a temple, it may be mosque, it can be anything. If something is illegal, there is a law to take care of it. Why are we to feel hatred in our heart and create problems? So, with this message, with this video, I just wanted to tell that life is far bigger than hatred. Life is far bigger than fascination. First, go back to your roots. Know about your culture, your tradition, why it was made. You don't even know that why certain ritual was performed, why certain things were done. First know before criticizing it, before saying that I don't want to do it, before tabooing it. First try to know it first. Why things were done. You don't even know that. Same thing happened to me. I'm not saying that I'm from a different space. I had the same problem. I had the same problem. Every community, every culture, every religion has something wrong in it. Everybody, nobody's perfect. Taking someone's side and pushing someone away, that has to be on the grounds of rationality, logic, not on the basis of hatred. If hatred is there, it is never going to give any solution. Imagine we all want a place where we can live freely. There should be free speech, freedom of expression. There should be no guilt. There should be no ego. We want a society like that. So change yourself, and slowly, I think gradually, this country will change. And we are moving forward according to me. We are the fifth greatest economy. Imagine. So if we all are together, if we all are like this fist with power, I think in coming days we can make a beautiful place for our upcoming generation. Because imagine the people in their 40s or 50s, they have 20, 30 years left more. Why do you want to create mess for the upcoming generation? Clean the mess before going. Do some charity, do some favor for the country that has given you everything, and then die in peace. Otherwise you will be on the deathbed with a incomplete agenda, and you will die. By saying this, I would like to end my video. It's a very long video, I know. So what do you think about it? What is your thought? Please comment, and hopefully in coming days I'll try to cover a few more topics where we can work on creating a beautiful society. Okay, thank you so much, and do like, share and comment on this video, and subscribe also. And that's all from my side. Sansarik Buddha.